Is AnnaLynne McCord seriously receiving real-life death threats just because she wants some cash for her wedding instead of a toaster? I am absolutely shaking reading this. We all know her character, Kat Greene, is playing a highly dangerous game with EJ DiMera right now in Salem, but real-life death threats? This is completely out of control. Welcome back to Peacock TV Spoilers, your home for all things Salem, where we bring you the juiciest gossip, the wildest plot twists, and the most shocking behind-the-scenes drama. We have a massive, mind-blowing story today about one of our absolute favorite Days of Our Lives stars facing a real-life nightmare right before her wedding. Hit that subscribe button right now and ring the bell, because you do not want to miss a single second of this deep dive. Let's be real for a second. AnnaLynne McCord, who is currently bringing so much fire and mystery to the role of Kat Greene, is engaged to Danny Cipriani. The two of them are planning a gorgeous wedding, and like many modern couples, they decided to set up a Honeyfund. For those who do not know, a Honeyfund is a registry where guests can contribute cash for things like flowers, music, catering, and photography instead of buying traditional household gifts. AnnaLynne thought this link was completely private, meant only for her actual wedding guests. But somehow, the link went public, and the internet absolutely lost its collective mind. People started accusing AnnaLynne of being despicable. They accused her of trying to extort money from her own wedding guests. Are you kidding me? The backlash was so insanely toxic that people were actually making tiny microscopic donations to the Honeyfund just so they could leave hateful, nasty messages attached to the payment. And then the situation escalated from petty internet trolling to downright terrifying. AnnaLynne McCord actually started receiving death threats over a wedding registry. I honestly believe that the people sending these messages are worse than Stefano DiMera on his worst day. AnnaLynne had the perfect response, though. She flat out said she is 39 years old and already has a house completely full of everything she could possibly need. She literally joked that she already owns 5 blenders. Why on earth would she want her friends and family to waste their hard-earned money on a 6th blender when they could help fund the actual celebration? If you ask me, AnnaLynne is being incredibly practical and completely reasonable. The sheer entitlement of these online trolls to attack a soap star over her personal wedding choices is just sickening. Here at Peacock TV Spoilers, we've been tracking this storyline, and we think the writers over at Days of Our Lives need to take some serious notes from AnnaLynne's real-life drama. Imagine if they wrote this kind of chaotic energy into Kat Greene's current storyline. Right now, Kat is deep undercover for the ISA, trying to run a massive sting operation to take down EJ DiMera. She is doing these intense hypnosis sessions with Marlena Evans to unlock her missing memories of her time with EJ at that clinic in Italy. What if Kat set up a fake charity registry as part of her ISA cover, and EJ completely lost his mind over it? Speaking of EJ DiMera, the actor playing EJ is absolutely killing it right now. Dan Feuerriegel is bringing so much grief, rage, and vulnerability to the screen, especially after Lexi Carver's tragic death. But AnnaLynne is matching his energy, beat for beat. The chemistry between Kat and EJ is off the chart. Kat is supposed to be setting a trap for EJ, but thanks to Marlena unlocking those Italian clinic memories, Kat is starting to develop genuine, deep romantic feelings for him. It is the ultimate soap opera plot twist. You have a spy falling for her target, and I am entirely here for it. But honestly, the real-life romance between AnnaLynne and Danny Cipriani is just as dramatic and sweeping as anything we see on screen. Let's look at this epic love story, because it has all the makings of a classic daytime soap romance. AnnaLynne and Danny first met on the dating app Raya way back in 2016. They had this intense, passionate connection, but they spent years trying to make a long-distance relationship work across the Atlantic Ocean. We all know how that goes. It is giving me major Beau and Hope vibes, where the timing is just never right. They eventually broke up in 2020, and Danny moved on. He married Victoria Rose, and they got pregnant. But then, absolute tragedy struck. Danny and Victoria lost their baby boy, River. When AnnaLynne heard about the heartbreaking loss of baby River, she did what any compassionate, loving person would do. She reached out to Danny to offer her condolences. Even though they were broken up, she still cared about him deeply as a human being. Fast forward a bit, and Danny's marriage to Victoria ended in divorce. AnnaLynne, who is a massive advocate for spirituality and mental health, had just returned to the United States from a deep meditation retreat in Egypt. She saw the news about Danny's divorce, and the universe just pushed her to reach out to him again. This is where the story gets incredibly romantic. Shortly after they reconnected, Danny packed up his life and moved into AnnaLynne's house in Los Angeles. And then, in a move straight out of a sweeps month cliffhanger, Danny proposed to her on Christmas Day. I am honestly getting emotional just talking about it. After years of misconnections, heartbreak, and personal growth, these two finally found their way back to each other. It is a beautiful story of healing and timing. Now they are planning not one, not two, but 3 separate wedding ceremonies. They are going to tie the knot in AnnaLynne's backyard in Los Angeles. Then they are flying across the pond for a ceremony in London. And finally, they are having a traditional ceremony in Cambodia, right at the breathtaking Angkor Wat. 3 weddings. That is the kind of massive, over-the-top romance we expect from a legacy character in Salem. But let's compare AnnaLynne's 3 real-life weddings to the weddings we usually see on Days of Our Lives. In Salem, a wedding is basically just an excuse for a disaster. If Kat Greene and EJ DiMera ever actually made it down the aisle, you just know somebody would crash it. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf would probably burst through the church doors with a syringe full of resurrection serum, or Kristen DiMera would kidnap the bride and lock her in the DiMera tunnels while wearing a hyper-realistic Kat Greene mask. Or maybe Holly Jonas would show up and scream at EJ for planting drugs on her right before the priest pronounced them husband and wife. Salem weddings are always a complete train wreck. That is exactly why I am so fiercely defending AnnaLynne McCord today. This woman brings so much joy, talent, and complex emotion to our television screens every single weekday. She has been very open about her own personal struggles and her spiritual journey, and she pours all of that depth into Kat Greene. She deserves to have a beautiful, peaceful, and joyous wedding celebration with the man she loves. She does not deserve to be harassed by miserable internet trolls who have nothing better to do than send death threats over a Honeyfund link. I want to see Kat Greene completely destroy EJ DiMera, or maybe I want to see Kat and EJ run away together and take over DiMera Enterprises as a ruthless power couple. I honestly cannot decide which outcome I want more because the storyline is just that good right now. The ISA trap is closing in, Marlena is pulling out those repressed memories, and Kat is caught right in the middle of her duty and her heart. It is fantastic television. But when the cameras stop rolling, we have to remember that these actors are real people with real lives, real feelings, and real families. So I want to hear from all of you in the comment section below. Do you think Kat Greene is going to completely abandon her ISA mission because she is falling in love with EJ DiMera? Or do you think Kat is going to push her feelings down and send EJ straight to a federal prison? And please, leave some positive, loving comments for AnnaLynne McCord as she prepares for her 3 gorgeous weddings. Let's drown out the haters with some serious soap fan love. Thank you so much for tuning in to Peacock TV Spoilers, your ultimate source for everything Days of Our Lives. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time with even more shocking Salem updates.